First and foremost, welcome to another episode of Just Fooling. This episode is all about conspiracies, for one.
What up? What up?
Obviously, joining me as always is the legend
Oh,
sketch,
stop now.
the legend. So this episode we're gonna talk. I'm gonna tell you all this. I'm gonna tell you how such good friends me and fucking sketch are. It's like we literally. I was like, hey, look, man. You got time for like one episode of like Game of Thrones? He's like, yeah, man, fuck yeah, I'm in. Boom. I get everything set up. We get to talking. We start talking about fucking like voting and fucking conspiracies and shit like that or whatever. And he's like, man, and then we just talk about conspiracy. And I look, it's been like 30 minutes. It's been like 30 minutes since I initially said you want to watch Game of Thrones, and we've been talking about. And I was like, man, we should be like recording this shit. So here we are. Welcome back to another episode of Just Booling. I really appreciate you guys stopping by as well. You know, again, it humbles us both. I assume I'm going to speak for Sketch. It humbles us both very dearly for you guys to spend your time listening to us, just jibber jabber about random stuff or whatever. So, but this time we're talking about conspiracy.
Look,
and the
man,
reason,
just to piggyback off of what Saint said. Look, man, props to you because I don't like listening to myself talk. So there you go.
I ain't gonna lie, because I ain't gonna lie. I listen to every episode like 2 or 3 times. So that's just a me and an editor thing, make sure everything right. And something if some shit got left in, yeah, it was me being lazy. I don't care. If you want to edit for me for free for exposure,
Oh my god!
Let me stop. I would never.
I just got PTSD.
I know.
No.
I would fucking never.
That was the first year and a half of my professional career as an
Oh,
designer.
wow, dude. I just want to hug you right now. I know artists, you separate from you, but as a whole, like I know that word is just chill, goosebumps.
Oh yeah,
down spines. But no, like
the two words that we hate are exposure and invoice.
So, if you guys don't like my editing and you feel like you can do a better job and you charge a reasonable price, shit, welcome to the team.
Yeah.
But that's it. We'll go, that's it. But so what we were talking about that sparked literally just us like sitting down and talking about this was bunkers. And I'm going to tell you that one of my fucking favorite things in the fucking world is bunkers. Underground bunkers, surviving underground is like literally. When I tell you that I can't get enough of it. I literally fucking like I hate scary games. Let's preface this. I'm preface this statement with I fucking hate scary games. In my mind, there's not a fucking reason for a jump scare. Chill the fuck out. Like, why are you in my face right now? Like, we're not doing this right now. Like, we're in a tense situation right now. Why are you in my face?
Okay, I gotta pause you real quick. That's crazy. I don't think we've talked about this. That's crazy to me. I don't play scary games before opposite reason. I don't play scary games because I can never put myself in that situation and stay there having to be in the situation. Like for a person to be stuck in a scary situation where like especially like survival horror games like for horror games where you can fight back where like you are like a monster hunter some shit like that, that's different. But in survival horror games where you are the squishy and you have like a fucking flashlight or some shit like that, like it makes no sense in my mind why I wouldn't be always looking for an exit and always take the opportunity to get the fuck out of Dodge. Yeah, bro, I can't play Alien Isolation for that reason because
you're not gonna put a fucking door in front of me and tell me I need a key. No,
not
doors
even
have
like
hinges. Alien Isolation, dude. Sketch. I had to stop. That game is so fucking scary, dude.
Oh, I'm aware. I've watched it. I've
That
tried to
that
play it.
I played it. That alien learns how you play. So if you like to fucking hide into it, okay. So if you like to hide in lockers,
Oh
Vice
yeah, no, no,
hiding
no, 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 no,
in
no,
the
no.
it hunts you. Man, dude. There was this fucking time that like it literally took me forever to find this one doctor's key card because I thought I was doing something different every single time. But no, he knew what I was gonna be hiding. Why?
That's crazy.
I stopped
Yeah,
playing.
because
I
I
stopped playing.
forget.
Fuck it.
So it's a fucking double AI system. One A one AI is the base like alien thing, and the other is telling it, giving it more hints about where you are every time it
I
initiates a hunt.
hate it, dude. We should,
Bro,
you know what
yes.
we should do? Because, and I ain't gonna lie, but I'm copying this from one of my current favorite streamers. Shout out to Courthouse, one of my favorite streamers right now. Like, he's doing this like co-stream. Um, he's doing this co-stream like thing with his friend, and
Hmm.
like they're co-streaming and playing Final Fantasy 10, and they're gonna play Final Fantasy 8. But you and I, there's a application called Parsect, right? And
Okay.
basically, what you could do with Parsect is you Parsect, you install Parsect. I install on my computer, install on your computer. You sign in the Parsect. It's basically fucking Discord, but just hear me out. And so,
Right.
but it gives you like control, like of my computer. So technically,
Oh.
we could literally dual stream and play Alien Isolation together. Like I could be
Oh
like,
shit.
you got this part, do it, and then you take your Xbox controller and you're fucking playing from your house, and you're controlling my game from my computer, and we're playing together.
That's fucking wild. We might have to try that for real.
I'm all about it because that game is scary as fuck, and I will feel better if I had somebody with me.
I'm not
I'm not
mad
gonna
at you.
fucking lie to you, dude.
I'm not mad at you. I like I said, I can't play the game for more than like 20 minutes because I can't mentally put myself in the situation because like I'm out of here. Like I've watched all of these movies. I know how retro tech works. Like I'm a fucking nerd. So like already I'm invested in this. Like I'm here, I'm in this world. I'm out of here, bro. I'm finding a nice cozy spot away from all the fucking heat and away from all the fucking the workshop rooms and shit like that. And I'm staying the fuck away. That thing, like, I don't know, just people don't think, and it
No.
like, you, we went to see Alien Romulus recently, for those long time or faithful
Oh,
listeners,
great
but
movie, great movie,
I
great
had
movie.
there was a moment where I had to physically restrain myself from saying anything. And Saint Laval told me I leaned forward in the theater and shook my hand at the fucking the screen, like, what the fuck are you doing? Because they would just do dumb shit. I'm like, no, leave. You can just leave. You cannot be here. And like it just, I don't know. My brain shuts down. It's like, stop doing horror movie shit. So yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
But back on track to the conspiracy theory stuff.
Starting with bunkers. I think we're on bunkers again. So again, bunkers are my favorite thing. I honestly, I don't dream. I haven't had a real dream since I had uh, a night terror, well, a night paralysis scare while I was in a hotel on work travel in Dubai. But after that, I literally haven't dreamed. When I close my eyes, it's black. I wake up. But what I do in order sometimes to fall asleep, if I can't sleep, is I just imagine fucking bunkers. I literally like one of my favorite games is Sons of the Forest or the Forest series. And in that game, like you're on this like island, and in the first one and the second one, you end up in these like underground research facilities for these companies. Like, but in Sons of the Forest, especially, this is this fucking company. purchased this entire island, and they had all these fucking bunkers under the ground. They had a luxury bunker, an entertainment bunker, a food bunker, residential bunker, and playing the game, you traverse these different bunkers and like find out what's going on. But the
Oh, man.
idea of having the shit built underground and the seeing how rooms are and seeing how they had their fucking hydroelectric fucking uh farms and shit like that. It was I fucking loved it, dude. So I
So
love
I didn't.
bunkers, man.
You
But you
just
can't
said
have
this.
bunkers in Florida because of the
You
ceiling.
you. So you just said this, and I didn't know this about you. I appreciate you for sharing. Um, I'm gonna send you a link over Discord, and we're gonna. If you haven't seen this, we can watch this live if you want,
Yeah, hold on. Hold on 1 second.
because I believe this is up both of our alleys.
Hold on 1 second. And boom. If anything, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna pause the recording and then we're gonna pick
Mhm.
back up in a second.
Oh,
All right, we're back. Okay, so Sketch
PVKK.
just showed me the trailer for PVKK Planet Inverted Giga Canon
It's
Common
a- it's a
Talks.
s- it, it's a super Germanic sounding name, which goes along with the aesthetic. It looks to be
It
like
it looks to
constructivism.
be like you're in charge of maintaining. It looks like some type of machinery for a bunker. And he's right. It's right up my fucking alley because
Oh, word? You like that?
yeah, dude. That's my shit. Like when I tell you how much I love bunkers, I fucking love bunkers. You can't have bunkers in Florida. But when I tell you if there's something that I do, or we make it big in this fucking um podcast and shit, man. Like the first when when we make it big and someone say like, "Oh man, what did you guys spend your money on?" and blah blah blah, and I'm like,
Saint made a bunker.
I got a bunker. I went to where I could get a bunker, and I got a fucking bunker. And I'm talking about fucking air filters, fucking everything. When I make money, I'm getting a bunker in an RV, but that's separate.
Okay, I dig that. I dig that. No,
RV is for so the ultimate plan is like when the kids are like grown and they own their own and they're doing their own shit and they like because who gonna stay close? Yeah, to be perfectly honest, in this day and age when like you can literally go anywhere and do anything type shit.
right.
So like I fully expect like the kids to just to disperse.
Yeah.
First of all, why the fuck would you stay in Florida too? But
Right.
anyway, uh Florida, please don't dissuade that from us sponsoring the podcast. But uh, but they're gonna disperse. So the plan is to get the fucking RV and just follow them wherever they go. I told the motherfuckers, hey, look, you motherfucker, you gonna wake up one morning and then you gonna open the door. We're gonna be right outside. What's for breakfast, motherfucker? Let's
Uh,
go. You better
I'm
have
gonna eat
something
up
to
your
eat in
groceries.
here. If not, let's go. Where's the nearest fucking Cracker Barrel? Let's go.
Miss, I'm gonna eat up your groceries.
Yeah,
Run up your
yeah, that's
bill.
right. That's the plan. We here. Surprise.
Yeah.
You need
Surprise,
something.
surprise.
Surprise. Yeah, that's right. Surprise. This is my lick back from fucking I got a project due. I'm hungry. Feed
Not you,
me.
not you coming back with the comeback.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, I need this last minute. Oh, well, I'm hungry. No, I don't want hot dogs. I feel like a steak.
Ooh, ooh,
I feel like a seafood boil. That's what my
ooh. Let's
tummy wants.
go.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm asking for big things. Y'all grown. You can afford it.
Yeah.
You can't treat me to seafood. I treat you to seafood all the time. I remember, don't you?
Saint Saint said. Saint said, I'm not gonna wait for you to have children just like you. I'm gonna
No,
show you what you would
no,
like.
no, 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 no. I want to get at my kids when they still have spending money before the kids.
Yeah.
I want to get treated. I want to show up and get shown out. I'm not. No, 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 no. I don't want none of that bullshit. No, no, no. Yeah, when the grandkids come, and obviously you know how I am with the babies.
Hmm.
But like before then, I want them like they got money to spend. They got disposable income. Yeah,
Yeah.
take us out. Let's. I want to go somewhere nice, somewhere
Mm.
fancy, somewhere with a reservation.
My
That's
dad
where
used to
I
say
want to go.
my dad used to say top of the line whenever you would get something that was slightly more than a dollar menu. He would say, "Oh, you're gonna get top of the line."
Yeah, that's what that top of the line. When my dad used to say, I used to ask my, oh my god, when I used to ask my dad for anything, like if he had money, if I asked my dad for something and he had it, he gave it to me. But when he didn't have it to give me, he said I couldn't buy a mosquito and a honey jack. And,
Yeah.
and to this day, I still don't know what it means, man. But he said, man, I could buy a mosquito and a honey jack, and I'm like, man, just tell me no.
You're
Like,
right.
like
Why you
what's
gotta
with
make
the
it sound
riddles? What's with the riddles, man?
weird? The ambiguity be killing me.
But no, but you know, R.I.P. and my pa, I love him to death. But yeah, he was always on some fucking nonsense, man.
Yep.
But so back to conspiracy, like bunkers on that or whatever. I did misspeak earlier when we were talking. I said Mount Pleasant, and I don't know why, but I really meant Mount Weather.
Okay.
Mount Weather is the one that Mount Weather is a basically a base where they, ultimate officials, the deemed important officials end up in the wake of a nuclear or any kind of threat to the U.S. That's where they show up.
That's
So
crazy.
yeah, and that's one of like multiple sites where government officials show up, and
Yeah.
this is
Just so
this episode's about conspiracy series, so everything we say is conspiracy, and it's all
just in case the
allegedly.
FBI agents are
Just in case
listening.
FBI, yeah, suck my dick, motherfucker. You
Hey,
can't
hey,
get us.
hey.
Allegedly, this is alleged. We don't know any of this stuff is true. We just talking about it because we heard it.
You know
Okay.
what? To be fair, I'm not trying to like make an engine that, runs off of water or something like that. So I'm not really worried.
Yeah, look at y'all get that? Yeah, we know about that shit. That's why he
Yeah.
mentioned it,
Hey,
motherfuckers.
hey, 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 hey.
Allegedly. Sorry, allegedly. Allegedly. But anyway. So this episode's about conspiracy theories. 17 minutes in. You guys don't know already. Bunkers are my shit. We've talked about bunkers. It's common knowledge that the government has bunkers all over the world or all over the United States where the ultimate the important officials end up. Everyone knows that it's not really a conspiracy. I do know that, and I looked into that, and only know that because I'm a huge fan of the show, The 100. Sketch, you ever seen The 100?
I have not.
The 100 is about a world where nuclear apocalypse destroyed the Earth, so multiple nations fled to space, combined all of their space stations and satellites into one giant satellite, giant uh what would the word be? Help me out, Sketch.
Conglomerate to one giant station.
Station, yeah, one giant
Okay.
station called the
Okay.
Ark. I'm
Oh,
talking about all the countries. And
okay.
so then, and what happens after that is, they spend 100 years in space, right? And
Oh,
so
Gundam
what they,
style. Okay.
yeah, dude. So what they do is they spend 100 years in space dealing with all kinds of shit like failing resources, having to like vent entire sections of the station in order to conserve air for the rest, and so killing people to
Oh,
and
yes. You know how I
to
feel about that.
yeah, they have to like basically vent certain areas to conserve air and provide air for a couple more weeks to other people, whatever. That said, they send 100 delinquents, like juvenile delinquents, down to what they believe is now a habitable Earth. It is somewhat
Oh,
habitable, yes. That's like acid fog and all kinds of other shit, yada yada. But there
right.
are other people who have survived. Um, basically, um, that have survived, basically, uh, and and be able to adapt to the radiation of the now nucleated Earth.
Nice.
And
Okay.
that I'm not gonna ruin it for everyone wanting to watch. The 100. It's all about like some kind of like genetic blood that makes you susceptible to radiation. Yada 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 yada. Grounders. Blah blah blah. But in that show, you learn that when there was a nuclear apocalypse, a bunch of fucking people fled to Mount Weather and lived for 100 years under the mountain, and they were called uh, mountain men. They were uh, uh, afflicted or affected by the
Afflicted.
afflicted, yeah, by the outside air because of the radiation, because they only have ever survived in the mountain, right? With filtered air and shit. But the
Word.
people who survived on ground can survive on ground, and the people who lived in space, because space has its own kind of radiation. Boom. That's a fucking callback to our alien episode.
Hell yeah.
Check that out. That's fucking episode, I want to say episode 27. But that said, the space radiation gave them susceptible fucking, whatever to survive the radiation on the now nucleated Earth type shit, whatever, too. And so, I'm gonna spoil this shit for you because if the 100 been out for fucking years, but
Right.
come to find out that the mountain men, because they were stuck under in Mount Weather and couldn't fucking do whatever, they were fucking siphoning the blood from the people who lived on the grounders, and then injecting themselves with that blood, and they were able to, for a certain amount of time, survive on land. Uh,
Oh, that's devious.
but then they found out that if they took the blood from the people from space, they could survive on land permanently. So then they started fucking harvesting all the people from space, their blood, so they can give all the people in Mount Weather the ability to fucking survive on land. How
Yo,
diabolical is that?
what the fuck,
That,
bro?
that 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 is a major spoiler for the 100, but again, it's been out for years, so I apologize. But at the same time, I believe that everyone experiences things on their own, so I don't really believe in spoilers because you
Fair
can
point.
tell me something happened and I haven't experienced it yet, so I don't. It doesn't matter to
Case
me.
in point, and there's a lot of JJK fans out there who will hate me for saying this. One of my favorite moments in JJK is when Mahito learns his domain expansion.
Okay,
Number one, because it's the lead up to it is very cinematic and very much in line with character development, not just for the main character and ancillary characters, but also for the villain of that episode as well. We get a great arc with him. Um, but
and
his
and, and for the listeners who don't know, JJK explain his ability.
Jujutsu Kaisen. Mahito's ability is his domain expansion is Jihei and Donko, which is I believe self-realized, or no, the embodiment of self-perfection. It's an
Okay,
old Buddhist um uh ideal. But basically, he can touch you, inside the domain expansion. He can touch you and manipulate your soul. It's a sure kill. He's going to touch you. It's Diddy's in the room and the door is locked.
okay.
Um, and by manipulating your soul, he can basically turn you into whatever he wants to. Um, but it was an amazing cinematic experience. Uh, and every time I watch that, I get the same feeling. It was spoiled for me before I ever watched it because I saw somebody's edit on TikTok and it looked fucking amazing. And it's what made me tune into the show.
Wow.
Yeah. And that was like, I want to say like 6 episodes in. True fans, correct me if I'm wrong, but I want to say it's like 6 to 8 episodes in. And I remember the episode because I was watching to see like that whole thing because I had watched that video like 10, 15 times. So I've been up and down that video. When I watched it, it was just as good.
That's why I say, like, I appreciate people worried about spoilers, but
Absolutely. Because there
People
are
worried
people that
about
don't take it. Yeah,
and there are people that like, oh, you told me what's going to happen, so I'm never going to watch it again. No, please do, because
yeah,
you don't know how you're going to feel when you watch that.
exactly.
But this is why I love sketch, because we just talk the talk. But back to conspiracies, back away from bunkers, sketch. What is your favorite conspiracy?
Um, one of my favorite conspiracies, which was actually proven, um,
Oh,
in
proven true.
yes,
Ooh,
um,
okay. Because I
for,
don't know anything about mine. It's just gonna be funny.
for the longest time, I had said that the Amazon rainforest is too big and too populated for that not to be a natural, like for it to be a natural thing. Like
What do you
obviously,
mean?
like some part of
What
it
do you
is
mean natural
natural.
thing?
Like for it to be as big as it is, and for it to be as populated as it is, I refuse to believe that at no point in time the people of South America didn't try to like settle,
Explore.
irrigate, yeah, explore, not even explore, but so much settle because they've been there for thousands of years. And every civilization has like evidence of like mass irrigation and stuff like that. Like every, especially like early on in that part of the in that early part of history.
Okay.
And let's say like 3 to 5 years ago, they found evidence that the Amazon rainforest is man-made.
What?
That is a man-made ecosystem. It is ancient, but it is man-made.
I I I was always under the impression that like the Amazon rainforest is one of the few that like is yet to be explored.
Two things can be true.
You, man, sketch man, you so fucking cool though. You're absolutely right. You're right. You're right.
Yeah. But they found evidence that they would like plant different crops in different areas and they would roam around and like snatch apples from this area, snatch whatever fruit from this area, whatever fruit from that area, and that like that's how they moved around and shit like that. So that they had a
So they were
whole
smart enough to know even back then to plant where they should and make sure that this grows in specific areas to
My guy, I'm telling you that for the ancient world, the Amazon rainforest was basically a giant Whole Foods.
what?
Yeah, it was a one-stop shop,
You could
which
come and
is
get all kinds of fruits, all kinds of whatever, and
yeah, all
meats and
kinds of
whatever
different
because of
yeah,
the animals obviously flock to whatever was there.
n- not to mention all types of different roots and stems and saps and leaves and things like that for medicine, for carpentry, for clothing, things like that. Like when you start to put together like how native people live, then you start to realize that their advanced civilization is just hidden. They don't have to have computers. Their their irrigation work, their um not vegetate, their crops, their yield is their technology. And they pass that on through years of farming and hunting and gathering and things like that. So it doesn't seem smart unless you're an anthropologist and you study these things. But it's like when you start to like look at that, like, that's incredibly smart. That's incredibly intelligent. But yeah, I was like, what?
Uh, My one of my favorite, and again, it's just funny ones is flat earthers.
Oh, look, I don't understand that one, to be honest with you. That one, I hit my head against that one all the time.
My favorite thing about it is that I'm gonna be 100 and you, you know what? I don't even need to be. I don't even need to preface this with anything because you know me. There was a comment that came out called "fuck." Oh damn it! I was thinking Department of Truth. There was a comic that came out called The Department of Truth, which you probably will see a show and or movie pop up about it soon. And Sketch,
Hmm.
you heard it from here. You heard it from me first. And when I say, hey, look, we're going to watch Department of Truth, you're going to be like, okay, because I
All right.
told you fucking 11:12 p.m. August 26, 2024 was happening. Department of Truth is a comic book about the Department of Truth. It is a department of the government that handles the Department of Truth. And in that world, the truth and things that exist depend on how many people believe in it.
Oh,
So,
okay.
the first issue covers flat earthers and the fact that there are so many people that believe in it to the point that they can get on a plane and fly to a point where the world stops. So in
Okay.
order to and so they like have to, I'm not gonna spoil that issue. They have to handle that situation. It's, they also have issues that cover like the satanic panic and shit like that or whatever. Like it's gonna when that show drops, it's gonna be a hit. The fucking lead character, and this is probably where it may change a little bit. The fucking director of the Department of Truth, Lee Harvey Oswald.
What?
Lee Harvey Oswald, because Lee Harvey Oswald is a conspiracy. And he didn't really kill the president. They just had to make him believe that he did. So the real Lee
Oh,
Harvey
wow.
Oswald became the director of the Department of Truth. And they handle and make sure that people don't believe too much because when they do, shit fucking happens.
That's fucking crazy. I
So
like the
say
fuck
you
out
are
of that.
not in for fucking that, dude.
Nah, I fuck with that.
Okay, okay. Let me see.
Nah, I
What
fuck
is
with
one of
that.
my other like what's another favorite like conspiracy? We all know and have heard of the moon landing and people don't believe that.
Yeah,
Oh, oh,
just
me and Sketch have to I can't talk too much about this one fuck because me and Sketch haven't watched this one movie that I wanted to yet called Moonfall.
oh yeah, we need to go on
And
that.
so, but I can tell you this, and you not spoil it because you believe like me. Moonfall, and it's about a movie where shit happens with the moon, and this conspiracy of things surrounding the moon.
Right,
We will watch that, revisit, and I'm literally making a fucking note now that in a future episode we will come back to and reference this because
word.
me and Sketch will have watched Moonfall. It has fucking Samuel in it, Samuel Tully.
Oh, Samuel Tolly.
Yeah, he's
A
in it.
fat
He's
looking
one of the
boy.
he's one of the main characters too. People
Is
didn't
his
like
lady
it.
loving it?
People didn't
Fucking
like it, but I really liked it, and that's also because I really love fucking space movies. I really love fucking things about space and shit like that. Another movie
fair.
that we also should watch because I love bunkers is a show called Silo. It's got like 8 or 10 episodes. It's about a world where the above ground is uninhabitable. People live in this like over 100-story silo that's underground. Everyone has jobs, blah blah blah. But in that world, if you say I want to go outside, anyone hears you say I want to go outside, you go outside to clean, and that basically means you go outside to clean the cameras that show the wasteland that's outside. And almost every, not almost, it basically shows in the trailer that everyone that goes out there dies.
Saint, I can't wait to introduce you to the Great Crusade in Warhammer. Because,
Is it about bunkers?
bro, there are so many worlds that have bunkers and shit like
Uh,
that.
oh my
Un-
fucking god! Yes.
Bro, so understand this. This is a quick derailment. But the world of Warhammer, especially during the time of the Great Crusade, which is 30K technically, 10,000 years, technically 11,000 years before the current millennium. Um, it was basically Mad Max on steroids. So like if you mix Mad Max, Cowboys and Aliens, Dune, uh, Star Wars, Rebel Moon, and Hellraiser all into one. but make it take place in Australia, and that's 30K Earth right there, just irradiated shit like that. But on across all worlds in the Imperium during that time, they were all ravaged by time, alien raids, the rise of the Men of Iron, which is just Terminator Revolt. So like everybody's operating at like Mad Max level. During this time, during the rise of humanity, they come with this thing called hive cities, which is exactly what you're thinking of. Just these massive cities that are just stacks upon
Ah,
stacks of people. So it looks like the type of architecture from Aliens, but it goes deep underground as well, the Underhive. And that stuff is so old, my brother. Like there are underhives that have not seen the light of day in millennia, to the point where even the government, like the planetary government officials, don't send anybody down there because they can't control or don't even know what's down there.
and it's just people who have just lived underground for ages.
People, things, sometimes places just wake up. And that's before you get into things like chaos and aliens and shit like that.
Man, dude, when I tell you, like, I look, I know you're excited about Space Marine 2, and I know that's a level of excitement that I cannot even begin to fucking fathom. But my level of excitement, knowing that being able to go through each of these locales or whatever we're seeing and doing whatever and pausing to focus on which weapons we do and figure out which classes we want to play or whatever. Dude, I'm so fucking excited to learn about Warhammer
Well, bro,
because I'm gonna tell you who I am. What I am is I'm a s- I'm a I'm a story person. I'm a universe person.
word.
I need to
Yes.
know about that universe or whatever. And I'm also impulse. I'm an impulse buyer. So sometimes I might like some shit and then I'll go and be like, fuck, I need to buy fucking all these shit I need to put together that I'm never gonna put together. But then when I finally put one together, my fucking dog eats it, and then now I'm mad because that thing costs $60.
He's still about that, y'all.
Yo, I'm
Uh,
still hot about that. And I'm also fucking hot because he ate my fucking Bronx gargoyle figure. And and I'm almost
Woosah.
convinced to a degree that that figure was put on the ground on purpose to get chewed up. Because while my dog isn't my favorite person all the time, I know how he acts. And he don't go on tables and do stuff. But if it's on the ground, it's fair game. And
I bet
I know someone put it on the ground.
you.
But
I
that's
bet you
neither
would have
here nor
sparked
there.
something
That's a
deep.
and I'm again, this is a podcast. So if you're listening, I'm saying you allegedly put my motherfucking Bronx doll on the fucking ground for that dog to eat it. Allegedly. Fuck you,
Yeah.
bitch. Allegedly. But
Oh,
yeah. What were we talking about?
conspiracies.
Conspiracies.
we were
So
we were coming back from the 40K talk. We were getting back on the
oh,
topic of
I'm really excited
conspiracies.
to learn. So yeah, that's it. I'm super fucking excited to learn because I'm. It's gonna be a learning experience, man. Because you know
Absolutely.
the lore, and I'm gonna be experienced. I'm literally going to be experiencing it for the first time. The
That's
only thing I know about Warhammer at this point is videos that Sketch and I have watched together, things that Sketch have told me, and the little bit of lore that he gave me while we were playing the one, what's the game that we play that you're just on a ship that changes
oh,
all the time?
um, you're talking about Deathwing, Space Hulk,
Deathwing,
Deathwing.
Space Hulk, Deathwing, and that's correct me if I'm wrong. That's just fucking just a wave game, wave killer game.
Yeah, yeah, that's hordes. Yeah,
Yes,
that's
that's a
hordes.
horror game. So like, but this one we're space marines.
Oh yeah, we are. Well,
We're
dark
we're
dark tide.
saving. We're making a difference.
Yeah, with Dark Tide's also fun too, but it's another one of those horde shooters. Check it out if you want. I do have it, so I wouldn't mind playing with you. But it definitely does get repetitive. Um, that said, I've been seeing some updates for it, so I might be hopping back onto it. But it's of the same vein, except that you're not playing a space marine, you're playing a regular person. You can play either as a veteran, a psyker, a zealot, which is just a very religious fighting individual, or you can play an Ogren, which is one of those the big motherfuckers that can hold like bunker doors and shit as shields. Um, Space Hulk Deathwing, you play as the Dark Angels Space Marines. You play as their Deathwing chapter, which Warhammer faithful, y'all know them motherfuckers is bad. They're wearing Terminator armor. They're coming there with heavy guns, and they're giving the Gene Sealers the business. That game is fucking fun. But what I'm most excited about with with Space Marine and Warhammer in general is the fact that it's such a robust property and there's so much to enjoy about it. If you are a if you are the most flamboyantly gay theater kid that just wants to prance around and do numbers
Oh,
and
my
feel like
armor's
the
gonna be
strongest
pink,
motherfucker,
and I just like pink.
then there's a faction for you. There's a couple factions for you, but there's one in particular, the
Well, I don't
Harlequins.
know how many factions I need to belong to. I just enjoy pink.
Like if you are a bot all day, you just love the technology, there's three different factions for you and sub factions within every faction. There's something if you are just honestly, whether you're a good bad person, whether you're black, blue, purple, yellow, pink, whatever, there's something for you there. And that's not even getting into the tabletop stuff. Because I'm just talking about the lore in the video games and stuff like that. Granted, the video games, they fall into like five different categories, but they're all fun and there's something for everybody. They do definitely do go towards the meteor side of, you know, combat for the most part, except for Mechanicus, but Mechanicus and Dawn of War, obviously. But I mean, if you're not here to war game, then read the books, go watch videos. There's so much out there for you to consume. Like it's gonna be amazing. But like we said, reeling it back, another one of my favorite conspiracies is the interconnected families um, that control the government because it's one that is in plain sight and it's been going on for so long that common knowledge would make you think that if it were true then we would have done something about it, but because of societal norms we've known about it for years, do anything about it and nobody takes it seriously enough so you can't really pull on that thread, so it's like it's just an open secret, and I love that because it's a type of like clandestine messiness that is just always in your face, but like nobody ever wants to look at. It's hilarious. The Rothschilds, the you know,
Rockefellers,
yeah, the Rockefellers, and every other many families.
the lizards.
Yeah, and even like the new money and stuff like that nowadays, and like the Illuminati. Those are always some of my favorite. I remember seeing I'm cracking open I want to say it was the National Enquirer while I was waiting in line with my grandmother in the grocery store, and I was like, it said like Elvis was alive or some hokey shit like that in the front. And I was like, hey, I know who Elvis is. And I started
Hmm.
flipping through, and I saw something in the back about the Illuminati. I was like, what is that? And it stuck with me the whole week. And so I go to church that Sunday and I ask a random person because I know not that's my mom or dad because they're not going to tell me. But I ask a random deacon at church what the Illuminati is, and he happened to be a Mason.
Ooh.
So that started a chain of reacts that led to a very um, unhealthy obsession for a period of time
Listen,
because
my
you can't tell a kid not to look into something.
exactly, dude. No, the minute you told me that it's none of my business, it's my
Yeah,
business
it's
now.
gotta be my business now. I've gotta know.
My very first, like, and I'm not gonna lie to you, like, I don't come from like a very sheltered type of life, like, but it's my mindset as a person, as me, as Saint, as who I am, is like if it doesn't directly 100% concern me, I kind of like, keep it a little arm's length. I do
Right.
obviously pay attention to fucking what's going on in the world and support things that fucking need to be supported. But like, when it comes to certain things, just leave me the fuck alone. That's not my business. I don't care who you with, what you want, what you like. Leave me alone.
Yeah. Just leave me out of it.
Leave me out of it. Like, and I support a lot. Um, my my daughter herself, she's been everything. Transformer, fucking whatever, bisexual. Now she's, whatever she wants to be, and I love her regardless. She's gonna be an airplane next week. It, and I'm gonna love her, and that's my B-52.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's your job.
So
That's
yeah,
your
right. Oh, I'm not gonna cut this because like I love my daughter, and at the same time she would laugh at this. So fuck y'all. If you don't like it,
absolutely.
don't
What's what's that fucking meme? I love that autistic man.
that's my. Would I be mad if would it be wrong if I asked him if he's autistic? Because yeah, dude. Look, I send that to somebody all the time because I know that's me. I know that's me. But at the same time, y'all come here to listen to whatever. Like I ain't say nothing bad or whatever, but I love my daughter. But at the same time, I honestly 100% agree that like kids these days have the ultimate right to be whatever they want to be, and at the
Oh,
same time
absolutely.
are not in any state or maturity level to understand what they want and need
Mhm.
yet. And it's different for every person. And I understand that some people do understand, but not a lot of them do. A lot of them are
Yeah.
very impressionable and take cues from other people. And that's is what it is, and we'll leave it at that because we're just talking about conspiracies. So fuck.
I mean, I mean that ties perfectly back into it because at the end of the day, you can't control people's thoughts. People are going to think what they're going to think. At the same time, not everybody's ready to hear that. We were just talking about it before we actually got on. What brought to my attention, we were talking about Assassin's Creed, and we were talking about conspiracies. Like one of my things is like I don't believe the general public is ready for a lot of the stuff just because it's a different way of thinking. A lot of people just laying it all out there. A lot of people are not ready to stay in their own lane and assess themselves realistically as far as what they can do, where their limits lie, and things like that.
Mhm.
And so, when you're not ready to have that kind of conversation, you're not ready for the responsibility that these kind of things entail. Like true transparency of government. I don't believe in it. Everybody advocate the government should tell us everything. I do not. I know better because at a supervisor level, having been a supervisor, I know that you don't need to be privy to everything. As a matter of fact, if you were privy to everything, it would complicate matters because then you would start taking things into your own hands and messing things up when you don't have a wider knowledge of what I have. Is something my dad used to say all the time. It's like, no matter how you feel about it, fair or not, there's always got to be burger flippers. There's always got to be somebody to take your order. And there's always got to be somebody to change the sheets in the hotel. That's reality. Life at every level. And unless you're willing to think about, like, assess yourself at that level, how are you ready for transparency of government? How are you ready for the transparency of the needs of the many outweigh the few? We can't even get that way on regular social issues. We were just talking about kids just a minute ago, but we can't even decide how we want to deal with the kids, what we want to teach them, and what they need to figure out. Meanwhile, they're failing behind on a national level. But we ain't got time for all that. But it like I said, it ties back into the whole conspiracy thing. Now, much more ready than I would say the 1950s, because as society as a whole grows more cynical, these ideas start to become easier to swallow. These pills become easier to take. But man, but that's my soapbox. I ain't mean to do all that,
No,
but
no, you straight. You straight. This is it. But
I ain't mean to do all that. But yeah,
I feel like, I mean, we didn't cover too many crazy ones. You got any like random conspiracy? Oh, I will mention why the flat Earth one is one of my favorite ones. It's because of the Discworld series, which I have yet
what?
to which I have yet to read, but it's always been cool to me. And the reason why I give any kind of fucking attention to flat earthers is because there's a story about a cosmic turtle that has a disc that contains the world on it. And it's flat.
Yeah. Uh, Actually, one of my favorite conspiracies involves ancient Native Americans.
What's that?
Um, Particularly two of them. The Anasazi and the Nazca lines. So the Anasazi were people who lived in mountainside cliffs. Um, and they were famous like back in like like they were prominent back in like the 70s, I want to say, like during like the 70s and 80s, I guess. But they disappeared. Like people found the remains of like their houses and stuff like that, and they go in. It's like there's like ancient porridge caked up in bowls, clothes on lines, and things like that. It's like they just stood up and left. And the biggest pervading theory is that they just like left into the stars.
Okay.
Um,
They
the
say the
second,
dinosaurs did the same thing too. The
really, I've never
dinosaurs.
heard of that one.
I've heard that the dinosaurs were very intelligent, and that when they figured out that the Earth was um, going to be destroyed by the asteroid because the ice age, they left on their spaceships and left. Yeah.
I mean, it makes a certain kind of poetic
Also,
sense because
but then I've heard
all the
that
ones we found.
conspiracy, and also it was also in the episode of something. I can't remember what it is. Please correct me and let me know what it was. But prior to whatever the episode is, and I want to say it's fuck Rick and Morty. I heard it. I heard about the fucking dinosaurs of Earth before then. Boom.
It it makes a bit of sense though, because I mean, not really, but like you can follow that line of thought because it's like, okay, all the smart ones left, so it makes sense we wouldn't have any evidence of the smart ones because all the dumb ones got left.
Mhm, mhm.
So that's tidy, I guess, but that's weird. I don't know. That was kind of out there. I'd have to see what else makes them think that. But the other one is the Nazca lines. I don't know if you know about those. There's the apparently there's supposed to be like pilgrimage trails in the ground out in the desert. Um, and like these Native Americans walk them on these quests and things like that. But if you view them from the air, where no person could possibly see unless they were flying, um, they make out Native American drawings. Like, and when I say like huge, I mean huge. Like they stretch for miles. Uh, if you want to look, I'm sure you can Google it. It's very famous. Let me see if I can find the link.
All right. One second. I'm gonna pause so I can because I want to see this. All right. So explain the Nazca lines to me.
So, and this is probably being a bad representation. It's been years since I thought about this, but the naphtha lines are um, trails for pilgrimage. They walk along these lines and meditate. I'm probably doing a disservice to them. Um, but they travel along these trails and trace these patterns. Um, but if you look at them from aerial view, they make out Native American like picture, like not even picture, like they make out Native American like drawings of like one was a spider, there's a thunderbird, I believe. Um, it's nuts. There's a one with a big spiral. There's a I think another one's an eagle. There's another formation too. There's a like a big like it looks like a ramp or something. It's huge. It's like perfect for what looks like if you were to take off in like a spaceship to the point where it like it's from what I can remember, mind you, um they were saying it's like it's leveled like damn near digitally. Like it is such a perfect grade of slope.
Okay. Holy shit.
Now, mind you, I think that one's just a natural lucky formation. But stuff like this and stuff like the Anasazi really make you think, especially when every culture has visions or paintings of people ascending or descending from the sky. I know we talked about that, but sorry, I had to get some water real quick.
No, you great. You straight. These I didn't know. I didn't know anything about that. So that's news to me. I got like two videos queued up, and I'm
Mm,
going to I'm gonna watch a little bit of that. But um
the the other conspiracy theory, one you shared today actually, is one of the space theory, the neutrino theory, talking about how
yeah, yeah, yeah.
they find the
Parallel
pulsing neutrinos.
universes.
Yeah, because they're basically aging backwards, which is absolutely wild to me. Mind you, reading through those slides, that looks an awful lot like the warp, buddy.
Yep.
It sounds an awful lot like we're getting close to discovering like slip space. I won't say the warp because that would be horrible, and also that is very Warhammer tinged. Um, but that sounds an awful lot like slip space speculation, which would be absolutely nuts if we could somehow harness that. But yeah, man, there's so many possibilities out there, and there's so much weird stuff that we like in terms of like reality and things that fuck with it. And it's amazing to think that we when we think of reality, we think of like you got to have some magic or you got to have some like some crazy ability. We forget that the fundamental forces can alter reality. Like obviously it takes a great amount of whatever it is to affect it, but gravity affects reality. Gravity affects time. Like time moves significantly faster or slower depending on if you're on Earth or out in space somewhere. Like that has the potential to fuck up anything. When I think of the possible like the conspiracies and possibilities of what's out there, like it's nuts. I forget. Actually, no, I don't. I think it was in the one of the like the compilation like omnibuses for DC art books or
Hmm.
like DC Comics, like one of those like here's every superhero in this book type thing. But they were talking about in the not in the forward, but in like in the early part of the books, there's like a million different worlds and a million different universes in the DC universe at that time. And in particular, they're talking about one planet where, or one universe out there where it's filled with nothing but concepts, like concepts as being. That's that's crazy, but it could possibly happen because what constitutes life? Like we're carbon based, but you know,
Yeah, man.
who says like sentience can't? be achieved elsewhere. Like if the fundamental forces can affect reality, then you can bend reality at that point. Like you think about the people like we have in fiction that can bend reality, but like gravity's out here doing that shit.
Every day, son.
Like,
Like this like and we discussed this in our alien episode. Like my one of my big conspiracies and big fucking thoughts about like understanding space as a whole is the fact that we don't can never understand space as a whole. From our just perspective, space is one thing, and from another alien's perspective, it's a completely different thing. That's why they're fucking watching us sitting here fucking like they're being fucking dumbasses.
yeah, right. Like it's something you have to lay your eyes on. It's the next ocean basically. Um Something I find interesting. We talking about fundamental forces. I hate going back to Warhammer but that's what my brain is right now. Um, the Necrons inside of Warhammer, ancient, super super ancient. Um, all you need to know is that they fought like 65 million years ago. Got a little tired, decided to go to sleep. They're immortal though, so time doesn't affect them. They set themselves timers to wake up, but because of the effects of time and things like that, stuff started to go wonky. So, case in point, some parts of the galaxy, some planets have higher gravity than others. What does that mean? Time is now different.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Some Necrons woke up early. Some still haven't woken up yet. Um, there are all kinds of different like anomalies and whatnot that have, warped them, changed their perception of reality and things like that just by, you know, being out there in the weirdness. Also, at some point in time, things just start failing once you become immortal, like even technology and stuff like that. So, like, there's all kinds of weird wonkiness out there just by them waiting and being subject to the laws of the universe. And it's like, how much of that could be applied, like, realistically, honestly, to our universe? Like, what would be the effects of a high gravity sector on a planet? Like some of these
Oh,
exoplanets I know are in high gravity sectors, especially or I say especially, but you would assume sectors places with like binary star systems would have higher gravity, things like that. Like right, we start thinking about like how, colonizing the planets and like the possibilities and things like that. Like we have to start thinking about like how these worlds are affected, like what's going on over there. Like it's cool to think about. Once again, I am sorry. I didn't mean to go off on a tangent like that.
no, dude,
I'm
this is what this is. No, 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 no. No. This is what this is about. We go on tangents, but we have been talking for a little bit, and me and Sketch ain't gonna have no hour episodes plus for y'all to listen to. So yeah, this was our conspiracy episode. This is
yeah.
actually I'm not gonna say this is conspiracy episode part one because when I name this, it's gonna be a part one in it
Oh
because
yeah,
that's gonna be multiple
absolutely.
conspiracy episodes. So we're gonna be able to revisit. We're, as always, we really appreciate everyone stopping by, everyone listening. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, send us an email, whatever you want to do. Check out
Definitely
as
engage
long,
with us, please.
please, as long as you check out the links in our in the description to check out Sketches Hell Diver stuff that he's working on. He's gonna be picking back up on that soon. Plus, we got Space Marine 2 content coming,
Yes, sir.
as well as we Sketch and I and a couple of friends of I do a separate podcast called Here We Connect, where we just connect and talk about random shit or whatever. We're gonna be starting that back up here soon. That's gonna be bi-weekly, hopefully. But
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
please just feel free to check everybody out and like, whatever. And as always,
Don't forget to have fun.
man, that was a nice episode, man.
Hell
Drinking.
yeah.
This was cool. This was cool, man.
Hell yeah.
Oh shit. Oh, y'all have a great day. I forgot to hit record. Bye.